In this video, I'm going to show you how to make my version of the Cylon Raider. It's a B-class ship, so you'll need piloting 3 to get it. And then we'll see the other parts along the way, what we might need. But I always start with the landing bay. I'm using the Hope 4 landing bay. And you can see this is aligned to the ground. It's a good reason to start with the landing bay. And then I use the Hope 4 landing bay because it has attachments on the side. So I really like that for my ships to keep them close to the ground. From here, I'm adding the Tayo storeroom. Now, of course, you can use any of the habs. You can use any of the habs to get this done. And then underneath that, I'm going to place the slim docker on the bottom. And you can get that by flipping that around to the bottom. That keeps our docker out of the way. And here we have the Stroud Nose Cap C, port 4. And for fuel, you can use what you like, but I'm using the Ballistic Solutions 500T helium tank. Now this requires Starship Design Rank 2, but you don't have to use that one if you want to use a different fuel. There's a couple of options here, and I'll show you what those are. Okay, next we're going to put on some landing gear. I use the AccuLander landing gear, and if you cycle through the landing gear, you can get this one that has attachments on both sides, or you can change the cowling any way that you like. I like these because they have a lander thrust of 2, and they also connect on all sides for the ship. So for the side cowlings, I'm using the Nova cowling 2L, and then putting that here. I'm using the middle cowling next, and then the front cowling here. I'll put those on over here as well. Okay, great. Now to create the wing jut a little bit here, I'm using the Nova wing just inside of this cowling, and it creates a nice little jut right there for the front of the ship. And then you can put whatever laser you want on here, but I'm trying to keep it true to where the lasers were on the Cylon Raider. But I put on the Torch 250 B-class laser. That also requires Starship Design Rank 3, but you could use a lesser laser if you wanted to, a different laser. To create the back cowl, I'm putting the one of those Nova cowling 2Ls on there, on the back. And then for the engines, I'm using the Dunn 71 engine, but you can use different engines if you don't have the Starship Design Rank 4. And I'm using this mag inertial reactor from Dogstar, 104DS inertial reactor, because I want 39 power generated on my ship. Drop that in there, and then a little bit for aesthetics and maybe just a little bit of cargo, we're going to put on the 100 cm ballast cargo hold right on the back of that reactor there. And that creates the bottom of the ship, and you have all the landing gear and all of that. Now we're going to put on the Tayo control station in case you want some more crew. Put that on there. That is Tayo Astroneering Hab, and that has 4 crew stations. And I used the Dymo Enhanced Cockpit. I'm thinking of going to Hopetown and using the one that has a little bit more of a cowl on it, but I created a cowl with this 3rd level here, so we're going to stick with that. Now this is the, other than the transition hab that we have down here, the storeroom, this control station is the only other hab on the ship. So it adds the crew stations, but you won't have much in the way of any other amenities. You could put a workshop here if you wanted to. If you wanted to just solo fly around and have a workshop with you, modify the ship how you want. Okay, I'm going to put a Stroud Cap A foretop on the front of the ship to create some more of the shape of the ship on either side. There. And then I'd like a fair amount of cargo, so I'm using, both for cowling and for the cargo, I'm using the Galleon S202 cargo hold from Protectorate Systems. It holds 950 cargo and has a mass of 200. You do need Starship Design Rank 1 for that, but I'll show you afterward the modifications that you can make if you want something different. Now these engines here, according to how the Cylon Raider looked, I've made them black. The ones on the bottom you don't see as much, but if you wanted to make them black also, you can click on the engine on the bottom until you get this orange outline, and then hold down Control, click on the other engine, and then hit Color, and then just pull all 3 of the colors all the way to the black. Okay, and then click Accept. We've got that. We're going to pull these engines on top of those. Now the reason why I did this is because each of these engines uses 3 max power. That gives me a 12 total max power for the engine. I use the Aurora 13G grav drive. That's a B-class drive, but it requires Starship Design Rank 2. You can use a different grav drive if you want. And then just for the general shape of the ship, I put the Deimos Tail A on there. Okay. Then we're going to put on the cowling on the top here. I'm using the Nova Cowling 2L on the top here. Create more of the shape of the Cylon Raider. And then for the pièce de résistance, I'm using this Vanguard Bulwark shield. It has a max power of 12. This doesn't have the regen rate of some of them, but I like that shield there. So it doesn't have a 3rd weapon system. You could certainly put a turret on here if you wanted to. Move the shield over to the engine, put a turret right there if you wanted, so you have some protection when you're being chased instead of when you're chasing, I suppose. Now this ship here has a total mobility of 100. It's going to be a really agile ship, and a top speed of 140. Now, other than the warning for the 3rd weapon system here, this ship should be nominal. Now we can put a turret on here if you want to see. If you want to see that. May have to put an equipment plate up there. And then we can put on the first turret that we find, this KE-42 cannon turret. This is a B-class turret. on the ship. And then all you would have to do is put that in your weapon assignment. I like to use, on PC, I like the left mouse button for the laser, right mouse button for the missile launcher, and then we can assign this turret if we want. So then you would get a nominal check for the ship. I don't particularly want this auto turret, so I'm going to put the shield back here. And it has one warning just because I don't have a third weapon system. But you could use an EM if you wanted to, mount that somewhere on the ship. You could use auto turret, or you could put ballistics on here somewhere. There are mounts available on the Nova cowling on the wing. Several mounts there. There's a mount on the Nova wing that you could put a ballistic weapon there if you like. There's also mountings underneath. That's where I've mounted the Atlatl 280B missile launcher from Light Scythe. And that requires Starship Design Rank 3, but you could put a different missile launcher underneath. Now there's some options with the ship. If you wanted more cargo, you could certainly do that. It has lots of landing gear. Underneath here, if you change the place for the fuel tanks, you could put cargo there if you wanted to. You could take down the Stroud caps here and put more of these galleon cargo holds, or any of the holds that you wanted as well. But I'd like the general shape of the ship. Top speed of 140 is fine for me. I like the mobility of 100. It has a max crew of 5. It has a jump range of 29 light years, which should get you through any of the quests where you need, I think one of the quests you need 22 or 23 jump range. So it carries, in this current configuration, it carries 2,370 cargo and has a total shield of 1450. It has a reactor that provides 39 and an equipped power of 40. That means you can shunt your grav drive and power up the other systems to your liking. So that's great. And this is my version of the Battlestar Galactica Cylon Raider. And you can certainly color it different if you like. You could make a black Raider or a gray Raider. And I hope you liked it. I'm going to try and keep it short so that I can make a clip out of this for you guys. And we will see you next time.